Today we're upgrading the RV thermostat, and here are 4 reasons you may want to consider doing it yourself. Reason number 1, if you have the infamous Dometic 3316-250 like we do, you probably hate it. The buttons are either too sensitive or not sensitive enough. The readout will change from Fahrenheit to Celsius depending on the mood that it's in. Mine's at the point where the cover has to be off for it to even work. Hence the reason you see the cover off of the thermostat. Reason number 2, if you travel with pets, you know that they can't always come with you when you travel outside of the RV. So you might get a lot of peace of mind having a thermostat that you know you can monitor and adjust while you're away from the RV. Reason number 3, which is to piggyback off of reason number 2, if you're away and the temperature rises or falls below a certain temperature, the thermostat that we're going to install will send us alerts to our phone via the app for that thermostat. And number 4 is a great option if you've been thinking about adding temperature sensors in your RV. But you won't have to pay for a monthly subscription like you do with some temperature sensors out there on the market. So for example, there's a popular temperature sensor. It's about $100 less than the thermostat we're going to put in, but it does require a $20 a month cellular service to communicate back to your phone. Now, if you do the math, you'll understand that after 5 months, you're actually saving money by going with the adjustable thermostat. Plus, with temp sensors, you can't control the temperature on your thermostat. So for us, this is a no-brainer. So today we're going to talk about the Micro Air Easy Touch thermostat. So let's start by going to microair.net, and under RV products, click Easy Touch RV Thermostat. Down here, click where it says which model do I need. Go ahead and pick the brand of your thermostat. Then go ahead and select the picture of your thermostat. Click Next Step. Select the color you want and the make and model of your RV. Then select the year and click Next Step. And there you go, it'll show you the part number of the thermostat for your RV. I got my thermostat, so let's get right into the installation. Now, your installation is going to vary depending on the HVAC equipment that you have in your RV. In my RV, I have 1 air conditioner and 1 furnace. Now, on my OEM thermostat, there's only 3 wires, so they sent me a thermostat that only has 3 wires. And that's what's nice about Micro Air. When you go online and pick your thermostat based on your RV and your setup, they're going to send you something that makes it very easy to install. Now, before we just go ahead and disconnect our thermostat, we want to take a couple pictures of the wiring on our thermostat board. On mine, there is a gray wire that goes to the ground, a red that goes to the 12-volt positive, and the orange wire in the middle is going to be a data wire. Okay, before we touch any of the wiring, let's disconnect our AC and DC power from the RV. Now we can disconnect and remove the old thermostat. So I'm just going to make the opening in the wall a little bit bigger since the wires connect directly to the back of the thermostat. That way they don't get pinched. You don't have to do this though. There is a recessed area on the back where you can place the wires. It's just personal preference. So with your thermostat comes 2 mounting anchors and screws that have a plastic connector guide, so you know how far apart the screws need to be. So you definitely want to use this or command strips. Do not remove the back piece of the thermostat. It voids the warranty. I'm going to go ahead and use the anchors, so let's get those installed. So after you install your anchors, go ahead and cut this black plastic connecting piece off of the 2 washers. And make sure to reinstall the washers between the anchor and the screw because the thermostat connects to these black plastic washers, not the screw. This model has these wire terminals that will open by just pushing this button in with a flathead screwdriver. Make sure you match up your wires from your factory thermostat. Just push in the button, insert your wire, and release the button. After you've installed all the wires, just give them a little tug to make sure they're in there and they're secure. Let's put the thermostat up on the wall, and now you can reconnect your AC and DC power. Okay, we're almost at the point where you can start going through all the menus and getting familiar with your new thermostat, but there's a couple steps that I think are important to do first, so let's cover those now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is download the Easy Touch RV app. You will have to create an account using a username and a password. Once you've done that, go ahead and open up your app, and you'll see 2 options to either connect via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Go ahead and click Bluetooth. Now you won't see any devices just yet, so click this gear icon up at the top right. That'll take you into settings. Go ahead and click Add Device, and you'll see your thermostat. Click on that thermostat, and you want to choose a name for this thermostat. So we only have 1 thermostat in our RV, but you can name it living room, bedroom, whatever you want. You'll get a confirmation that it went through, and then just back all the way out until you see devices and the thermostat that you just named. Now click that thermostat, it'll take a second to connect and load, and now you're connected via Bluetooth to your thermostat. Now you won't see any numbers on the screen just yet because it's actually turned off at this point. And if it is on, just click the off button down here at the bottom to turn it off for now. Okay, so now let's back out to the main menu and we're gonna click Bluetooth again. Select your thermostat, let it connect, and again, click the settings icon at the top right of the screen. Now you wanna click Edit Wi-Fi Settings. It'll take you to a new screen, enter your Wi-Fi network name and password. So next it's gonna tell you that it basically needs to restart itself. Click the OK button, you'll see the thermostat restart. Now once the thermostat comes on, you're gonna see a red Wi-Fi signal at the top. Once that turns green, you know that you're connected via Wi-Fi. Now back out into your thermostat settings again, and you'll see where it says check for updates. Click that, and if there are firmware updates that your thermostat needs, you'll be able to update them here. As you can see, my thermostat has the latest firmware, so I don't need to do any updates. Next, we're just gonna walk through some of the menus on the thermostat to show you what all of your options are. Some of these are easier to do right on the thermostat, and some will show you how to do on a cell phone. Now with your thermostat comes a guide, and you can also access this guide online, but it's gonna tell you what all these icons mean. So right now my thermostat is turned off. To turn it on, you hit this power button up at the top, your temperature will come on, your power button will turn green. Now I have my temperature set higher than what it is inside, so the air conditioner doesn't kick on. Down here you'll see an outside temperature, and this freeze temperature, this is telling you the temperature of your thermistor or your freeze sensor at your coil. You see that I have Wi-Fi connected up here at the top. This snowflake right here will switch you from air conditioning to the furnace. So here's your fan speed, low, high, and auto. So down here is an icon with a house and a person walking towards the house. That's the home setting. If I hit this, you'll see the away setting. Now the away setting is nice because if you leave the RV, you can switch to the away setting and set a range, meaning if it goes above 75 degrees, the air conditioner will come on, and if it goes below 70, the heat will come on. So if I want to set this at 80, that means anything that goes above 80 degrees will kick the air conditioner on. And if I want to change the low setting, I can change that right there. I'm going to go back to home mode. And when your thermostat is on, you'll see the numbers in either red or blue. When the temperature reading is white, that means neither your furnace or your air conditioner is running. Down here is your settings menu. If you click that, it'll take you into a couple different screens. Going into the next menu, you can calibrate your touch screen. So if this is a little bit off center, you can change it there. I don't need to do that. This will tell you your Wi-Fi information. This will reset your Bluetooth. And here's your brightness mode. So if I hit that brightness mode, I have two levels. I have an active level, so I'm touching everything right now. It's in active mode. After a few seconds of not touching the screen, you can dim the screen down all the way down to level 1, which you could still see, but barely. Now, if I go back out and go into day mode, click that and it will take you into night mode. Then go to the next menu and click brightness. Now you have the option to turn your sleep level to 0, which will completely turn off the display. So if you sleep in total darkness, this is where you want to put your thermostat into night mode before you go to bed, and it gives you the ability to turn the screen completely off. I don't mind a little bit of light, so I'm going to always keep mine on day mode. This is where you can pick your different sources. Now in my RV, I only have an air conditioner and a furnace, but if you have a heat pump, it'll give you the option to select that as well. So I'm going to connect via Bluetooth because I'm standing right next to the thermostat. I'm going to select my thermostat, and as you see inside, temperature is the same on both. So down here at the bottom, you see that it's turned off. I'm going to turn it on my phone, and you'll see it turn on the thermostat. So I'm going to turn my temperature up above the inside temperature. You can see it reacts pretty quickly. Okay, so on my phone, down here in the middle, you have your cool, furnace, fan only, and then cool and furnace, and we're back to cool. Your fan has a low, high, and an auto. I'm going to click up here in the settings menu. Now when you're in your settings, your thermostat's not going to go through the settings screens. It's only going to be visible on your phone. So we already talked about the Wi-Fi settings. Down here where it says edit schedule, this is where you can go in and change different schedules. So if you click one, you can set the thermostat to go to a certain temperature at a certain time. I'm not going to do that right now. And then once you set your schedules, you can turn it on or off right here. We've already talked about checking for updates. Now notifications, if I click on notifications, so this is where I can set my limits. So for example, I set an upper limit of 80 degrees, and let's say the lower limit, we'll set it to 65 degrees. Then what you do down here where it says notifications off, you just click that and it will turn notifications on. And what that's going to do is send you a message when the interior temperature of your RV exceeds 80 degrees or falls below 65 degrees. So obviously the big selling point to this thermostat is the ability to control it and monitor it while you're away from the RV, as well as setting schedules and getting alerts. Now, not everybody has a permanent internet set up in their RV. So something Tara and I will do is just leave her cell phone behind when we leave. We'll connect the thermostat to her hotspot on her cell phone. That way we can control the thermostat from my cell phone when we're away. Now, if you do this, you need to change the settings in your cell phone because this thermostat needs to connect to a 2.4 gigahertz internet line. 5 gigahertz is usually going to be the default. So all you have to do is go into your settings, click your personal hotspot, and down where it says maximize compatibility, just turn that on. That way your thermostat will connect to the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. I have no idea how to do this on Android devices, so hopefully one of you guys can help us out and put some instructions down in the comments below. And that's it. This thermostat works great. Remote access, notifications, schedules, and the ability to control the heat and the AC under one setting. Now, for a while I've been thinking of a way to incorporate some fun slow-mo into one of our videos. So if you've ever used the thermostat that we removed today, this one's for you.